On the first weekend in April, the peaceful calm of Charlotte, North Carolina was shattered when the Queen City became the final exit on the road to the Final Four.
Get that thing out of here! Almost now coming onto the floor.
The official 1994 NCAA Basketball Championship video, Hog Wild. It all comes down to three of the most exciting and intense weeks in all of sport. As an event, the NCAA Basketball Championship stands alone, a spectacle unrivaled in college athletics. But in reality, the tournament is the culmination of a winter full of hard work. It is college basketball's ultimate reward, a celebration of success.
Still time, still time, still time, still time, yes, yes, there was time, and he made it. How about it? How do you like it?
In the 1994 tournament, one of the first unexpected teams to celebrate success was the Fighting Phoenix of Wisconsin-Green Bay. The West number 12 seed rose up to knock off Jason Kidd and his fifth-seeded California Bears 61-57.
Rebound. Upset.
Nearly as unexpected was Pennsylvania's victory over Nebraska.
Great anticipation. Ahead to Pierce. Score.
The Quakers became the first Ivy League team to win a tournament game since 1984, as the 11th seed in the East shocked the 6th-seeded Huskers 90-80.
Advance. The number 11 seed upends Nebraska.
In the Midwest, Tulsa jumped out to a 46-17 lead against UCLA.
Protect their inside players, not get any more unnecessary fouls, but if you're going to...
The 12th-seeded Golden Hurricane then held off the 5th-seeded Bruins down the stretch, coasting home for a 112-102 win.
Team that was number 1 in January. The Missouri Valley Conference.
But when Tulsa advanced to round 2, it was Oklahoma State that had the magic touch.
And he hits it on the run to answer.
Still, the Golden Hurricane hung tough, and when Lou Dawkins hit this three-pointer, Tulsa came away with an 82-80 upset over the Midwest 4th seed.
And that is it. The Tulsa Golden Hurricane are going to the Sweet 16.
In the Southeast, Kentucky became the tournament's first number 3 seed to fall, as Tony Miller led 6th-seeded Marquette into the Sweet 16 with a 75-63 win that sent the frustrated Wildcats home early.
Marquette advances to Knoxville, where they...
Maryland was another tournament underdog that had favorites packing before they wanted to.
A little bit too high off the window, but Smith there for the slam. Like the traveling call.
The Terrapins followed their first-round upset of St. Louis with a win over the Midwest number 2 seed, the University of Massachusetts.
And Maryland goes to the Sweet 16 for the first time since 1985.
But perhaps the most surprising survivor of the tournament's first 2 rounds was Boston College. Not because of who they were, but because of who they beat. Gerard Abrams' outside shooting matched defending national champ North Carolina's powerful inside game as the Eagles stayed close. Then BC's Billy Curley scored 10 of the Eagles' last 11 points to cap off the biggest upset of the first 2 rounds, a 75-72 win over the East's top-seeded team.
Not the one that Dean Smith wanted to take the shot. BC is a winner.
Incredible. Well, Boston, you may believe now in BC.
Despite the upsets, 11 of the tournament's top 16 teams still managed to move on to the Sweet 16. Two of the lower seeds, however, met in an East Regional semifinal, where neither BC nor Indiana was ready to give up on its Final Four quest.
Indiana, Bailey flies down the right
With
side.
6 minutes left, the Hoosiers led by 5, but BC rallied, ultimately scoring the last 9 points of the game to pull away to a 77-68 win. In the Southeast, Glenn Robinson led top-seeded Purdue to wins over Central Florida and Alabama. Then against Kansas, the Big Dog scored a tournament-high 44 points as the Boilermakers eased past the Jayhawks and into the Elite Eight. Michigan's dream of reaching its third straight Final Four was put to the test against Joe Smith and Maryland in the Midwest. But Juwan Howard followed his 34-point, 18-rebound effort against Texas with 24 more points and 11 more rebounds against the Terps. And Michigan moved on, beating Maryland 78-71. Out west, top-seeded Missouri ran over Navy and Wisconsin. But for a while against Syracuse, it looked like the Orangemen would be a roadblock, with Adrian Autry scoring 31 second-half points from every conceivable angle. Syracuse took the Tigers into overtime before Missouri escaped with a 98-88 win. Ultimately, of the 4 teams that made it to Charlotte, only one was a top seed, a not-so-surprising occurrence in a tournament that was so wide open to begin with. From the East came Florida, the region's number 3 seed. Coach Lon Kruger's Florida Gators finished the regular season with a school record 25 wins. While guards Craig Brown and Dan Cross provided much of the offense, the Gators also relied on a tenacious defense to frustrate opponents. In the tournament, Florida nearly got knocked off in the first round, but Dan Cross's late basket beat James Madison by 2.
And Florida escaped.
After easing past Penn, the Gators again found themselves on the brink of losing, this time against UConn in the regional semifinals. But All-America Donyell Marshall remarkably missed 2 free throws with just 3 seconds left in a tie game. Given new life, Florida went on to beat the second-seeded Huskies 69-60 in overtime. Then in the East Regional Finals, Craig Brown led the way in an 8-point win over Boston College as the Gators reached the Final Four for the first time in school history. From the West came Arizona, the region's number 2 seed. With senior guard Khalid Reeves taking charge of the offense, Arizona won the Pac-10 title. Then after cruising past their first 2 tournament opponents, Reeves and the Wildcats shot down Louisville 82-70.
What a quick first step he's got.
In the regional final against Missouri, it was Reeves' backcourt mate who stole the show.
Runs his man into a
Damon Stoudemire's 4 three-pointers helped Arizona race out to a 14-point halftime lead as the Wildcats ran all over the top-seeded Missouri Tigers 92-72.
Jarvis Kelly. Arizona will go to the Final Four for the second time.
From the Southeast came another number 2 seed, Duke. Led by 3-time All-America Grant Hill, the Duke Blue Devils won 23 times during the regular season and at one point found themselves ranked number 1 in the country. In beginning his quest for a 3rd title in 4 years, Coach Mike Krzyzewski turned to Grant, who was king of the hill in the Devils' regional semifinal win over Marquette. Then against Glenn Robinson and Purdue in the regional final, Hill and his teammates put a collar on the big dog, holding Robinson to just 13 points. Offensively, Antonio Lang scored 19, while freshman guard Jeff Capel added 19 more to go along with some remarkable assists.
Look at that pass. A beautiful feed from Jeff Capel. Robinson looked to double the Collins again for Capel.
In the end, Duke came away with a steady 69-60 win to earn a remarkable 7th trip to the Final Four in the past 9 seasons.
Duke University has advanced to the Final Four.
From the Midwest came Arkansas, the Final Four's only top-seeded team. In reaching 25 regular season wins, Coach Nolan Richardson's Razorbacks relied mainly on their trademark pressure defense. But Arkansas was well armed as well, with Corliss Williamson on the inside and Scotty Thurman the outside. Early in the tournament, it was Williamson who excelled, shooting better than 75% in Arkansas's first 3 wins. In the regional final against Michigan, the Razorbacks pleased their #1 fan, overcoming an early Wolverine lead to take control of the game in the second half. Led by Scotty Thurman's 20 points, Arkansas earned its 5th trip to the Final Four with a 76-68 win.
Going back to the Final Four.
So Florida, Arizona, Duke, and Arkansas gathered in Charlotte, each prepared to win the national championship. On Friday, the Charlotte Coliseum was overflowing with excitement as fans came out to watch the teams practice in what has become a tournament tradition.
Welcome to the Charlotte Coliseum and the 1994 Final Four.
Who would emerge as national champion? As Saturday dawned, opinions obviously varied.
Go Devils! Yeah! All the way, baby. 3 out of 4. Arizona! In the heart of Arkansas!
Number one, we're gonna do it!
Go! Arkansas! Arizona!
Gators!
Yes.
Florida Gators in the Final Four.
We're number 1. We're going all the way. We're taking it home, baby.
What are we gonna do today?
Saturday's first semifinal matched Arizona against Arkansas.
It's all a matter of we're going to sit down, play something, and rebound and get out and have some fun. That's all it is. Let's go. 1, 2, 3.
Having dominated all opponents thus far in the tournament, both Arizona and Arkansas were equally confident and equally ready. And as the first fan looked on, Arkansas broke out on top with the Final Four's first basket.
Control.
The left wing, guarded by Geary, drives down baseline.
Scotty Thurman gave the Razorbacks the first lead, but it was Arizona's Khalid Reeves who had the first hot hand.
Reeves takes the 3. He will move into the paint, fire it up from 8 feet and score it.
Thurman, he'll take the shot. Air ball by Scotty Thurman. Arizona has it on the run. Khalid Reeves will drive, puts the shot up. Basket will count, and he is fouled by Corey Beck.
Some pass to Reeves and lays it in with the left hand.
Powerful driver.
He has all 7
points.
In the game's early going, Arizona was also impressive on the boards.
Setting up for it.
The Wildcats consistently out-rebounded and out-hustled the Hogs to open up a 15-10 lead. It had been a frustrating opening stretch for Arkansas. The Razorbacks were forced into making careless mistakes, and Arizona's relentless defensive pressure was causing all kinds of problems.
Come on, Dave!
Arkansas players not moving their feet, not playing aggressively at this stage of the game.
They rejected on Williamson. Gary with the quick hand.
Down by 5, it was time for the Razorbacks to go off on one of their patented runs.
Arkansas's largest deficit of the tournament. And a three-pointer at the other end by Corey Beck.
Dwight Stewart quickly followed Corey Beck's three-pointer with one of his own as Arkansas retook the lead.
Gives Arkansas a three-point lead. Arizona shot no good. Rebound Hogs. Razorbacks on the run. Furman into the front court.
A few seconds later, Clint McDaniel hit the Razorbacks' third three-pointer in just over a minute as Arkansas was on a roll.
Now by the Razorbacks. They have just exploded for 11 unanswered.
With the Razorbacks now hitting from the outside, the inside opened up for Corliss Williamson, who was on his way to a game-high 29 points.
Great position for the rebound. Sticks it back up and in. 10 points for Corliss.
They can't stop him down there.
So active.
Tenacious on defense, relentless on offense. Arkansas pushed its lead to 35-24 with 7 minutes left in the half as Alex Dillard buried back-to-back bombs.
Gets it out to McDaniel. Now to Dillard, wide open for three. Good! Alex Dillard with his second straight three, and Arkansas leads at 35-24.
But in this game of streaks, it was time for Arizona to turn up the pressure.
Cats want to push it. Gary gallops the other way, into the lane, lay it up and in.
Oh, feeling confident. Wow.
3 jumpers he's hit from the corner.
Good, owes the rebound, quickly Stoudemire. Here go the Cats 4-on-1. DeRees drives in, lays it in.
Right now, Arizona on a little run of their own.
39-34.
Even though Damon Stoudemire had missed his first 10 shots, Arizona was still able to close in on the Razorbacks.
Razorbacks will work it for a last shot. Trying to spin in the lane, knocked away.
And when Stoudemire finally connected with this unlikely shot as the first half ended, the Wildcats had come all the way back.
Three-pointer by Stoudemire at the buzzer has tied Arkansas at 41.
In the first half, Arizona's quickness, along with its defense, was causing problems for the normally unflappable Razorbacks.
We hadn't played extremely well. We had, I think, 11 turnovers in the first half. That's not the way you play.
Maybe that was the best that we could have played, but we knew better than that. We knew we were a better team than what we had showed. So I wanted to go back out there in the second half and really put it on them and try to break their confidence.
20 minutes. 20 minutes, do or die.
However, as the second half began, Arizona remained confident and surged ahead of the favored Razorbacks.
Nicely executed play.
51-48, Wildcats three-point lead.
Corey Williams. Back end.
Led by the sharp shooting of Corey Williams, the Cats clawed their way to a 5-point lead with 12.5 minutes left in the game.
Stoudemire, he'll penetrate into the lane, leave it left corner. Williams wide open for a three. Good.
Now someone else stepping up big to shoot that perimeter jumper. That man being Corey Williams.
11 points for Williams, 57-52. Favor the Wildcats. Take it off to Damon Stoudemire. He'll push it ahead to
Over the next 5 minutes, Arizona maintained its 5-point lead. But with 8 minutes left, Arkansas knew the time had come to raise its game to another level.
If you can give me 3 of the hardest minutes that you do in practice every day, we'll turn this game around.
three-pointer, no good. Williamson rebound, gets it into Thurman, goes up off the glass.
We could sense it.
The drive, backs behind the three-point range. Stewart, three-pointer, good.
It's time for us to really take over the game. We feel like the guards are starting to get tired.
Sets up the trap.
We felt it was the right time for us to throw the press on them, and when we did, they started turning the ball over.
McDaniel and Thurman are back there. There's a steal by Williamson. He'll take it all the way for the slam dunk. Corliss Williamson. Arkansas leads it by 3. Gets it down low to Corliss Williamson. To McDaniel coming down the lane off the glass, good.
In a lightning-quick 2-minute stretch, the Razorbacks had gone hog wild and taken control of the game. For Damon Stoudemire and Khalid Reeves, Arkansas's defense was stifling. After excelling throughout the tournament, Arizona's star guards shot a combined 11 of 43 against Arkansas.
Stoudemire in a little slump. Khalid Reeves, ice cold.
Reeves has not scored this half.
Well, that's a tribute to this Razorback defense.
And the Cats throw it away. Reeves trying to get it to Ose down on the baseline. Now the
Stoudemire, he's having an awful shooting game, 3 of 19.
Khalid Reeves has struggled a bit, 5 of 13 from the field. Things all of a sudden have started to deteriorate.
The 12 straight Arkansas points had provided a much-needed cushion, and with Scotty Thurman adding 12 second-half points, the Razorbacks' lead never again dipped below 5.
Good. 78-70 Arkansas.
It was a classic half of Arkansas basketball. Tough, skilled, ferocious, and smart, and with hard-nosed, in-your-face defense and unselfish, balanced scoring.
Turns, dumps it down low to Robinson, lays it up and in.
Down 5 with 8 minutes to go, the Razorbacks had outscored Arizona by 14 down the stretch to win going away.
And Arkansas is going to play for the national championship. Lynn Olsen and Nolan Richardson exchange handshakes, and Arkansas will move on and play for the national championship for the first time ever. Our final score here this afternoon, Arkansas 91, Arizona.
In the day's second semifinal, Duke faced Florida.
We've got to do as we've done all year. We've got to line up and be aggressive defensively. We've got to do a good job on the boards, both offensive boards and defensive boards.
So the key will be not trying to stop Grant Hill, but just trying to contain him. He's going to get his points.
We're going to have our hands full, but we just have to be solid, not give him any good looks, and try to keep a hand in his face.
Baby, let's go out here and play hard. Let's be together. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Florida, they have so many weapons out there. The big key is just for us to go out there, be together, set a lot of screens, have a lot of passes, be very unselfish, do pretty much what we've done, throughout the whole tournament.
So if we come out and get on the floor, get some loose balls, block some shots, whoever we're playing against is going to have a tough night.
We've been ready most of the season. This has been a very consistent basketball team who's playing its best basketball now.
Let's go. 1, 2, 3, let's go. Come on, man, let's go.
We are all set. Final 4 basketball for the Charlotte Coliseum.
Duke at 27-5, and the Gators at 29-7.
Kruger against Krzyzewski, the Florida Gators and the Duke Blue Devils. The winner advances to play for a national championship on Monday night.
Considering that Duke seniors were appearing in their third Final Four, it was no surprise that 2 of them took control of the game's early moments. But what may have been surprising was the way the first-timers from Florida responded. The Gators took whatever Duke and Grant Hill threw at them and emphatically let the Devils know they would not back down. Tied at 10, the 2 teams then battled back and forth for the better part of the first half.
On the run out, Jason scores. Cross driving lane, 17-foot jumper, yes. 14-12.
Now to Cable on the right. Ives in the middle. The pull-up jumper up. Counted. He
first foul of the play. To Capel from the corner for three. In and out, back in again.
Now left side to Cross. Out front, 4-3. That's 20-19. The Clerk from 18, shooting, yes.
To Dimitri Hill. Parks turn around from the right of the lane, good. Grant Hill at the other end answers for the Blue Devils in the jumper from the left.
With 6 minutes left in the half, Duke finally went up by 4 and went looking for more.
Don't foul, don't foul. Yeah! Oh, my! He's done it again! He came from the back.
But Andrew DeClerc's remarkable display of hustle ignited the Gators' first run of the game.
Back door to Thompson. He's there. He lays it in. Brown lost the ball, but Marquis saves it to Cross to Jason, and Jason scores.
Down by 4, Florida outscored the Devils 14-3 to close out the first half.
Wide left side, Jason Anderson drives on Capel, baseline, and he shoots, scores off the glass. Jason Anderson, a beautiful.
So after the first 20 minutes, Florida led Duke 39-32.
Florida was playing a lot tougher than we were. They're playing more together. I think on offense we're doing things a little bit more individualistically. And
they looked as if they had the advantage of being in various Final Fours. They were more poised than us.
The reason why we're down because we're not playing as hard as we possibly can play. We probably played one of our worst halves of the year that we were still in the game.
You have a team in that situation, you tell them the truth.
The model that he's sort of taken over for this team is a fist, and 5 people playing together, and we weren't a fist. We may have been 1 or 2 fingers or whatever, but it wasn't 5.
And what we needed to do is to get back to playing as a team.
With Duke struggling, Florida approached the second half of the biggest game in its history, brimming with confidence.
Team played. There's a solid basketball club. Mike Krzyzewski went to the Lord there real quickly, and he may need the Lord and a few other things before this is over.
For Florida, the second half began as well as the first half ended, with the Gators quickly scoring the first 2 baskets.
Baseline left.
Cross in the top of the circle. Left side, it goes to Brown off the baseline. His shot is good. That's his first basket.
Mike Krzyzewski says, am I calling a timeout? Yes, I am.
They came out smoking in the second half, and we had to sort of take away that momentum. Coach called a timeout and got us regrouped.
They weren't playing with the emotion that they needed to. They were trying to do the right things, but they were almost playing too safe.
We were just trying to say, we got to give more than we give it. I mean, come on. I mean, this is not going to be our last game.
It certainly wasn't going to be Duke's last game if Grant Hill had anything to do about it.
He's the answer, Jim. They've got to get him the ball and get him the ball low. Hill, three-pointer.
With Grant leading the comeback, Duke went on a 17-8 run.
Pass down the baseline to Parks, turns and nails that jumper.
Out front is Hill. Hill plays to Marty Clark. He loads for 3.
In less than 5 minutes, the Florida lead was down to 3.
Second half, he got the ball. He said, give me the ball and let's go.
Grant Hill on fire.
I think we can feel something that we can sense, when he's rolling.
Gives it off to Grant Hill, diving toward the inside. They double him up. He finds an opening, puts up the jumper off the rim, and it goes. Grant Hill.
I said, Grant, we about to jump on your shoulder, jump on your back, carry us to the promised land.
This year in particular, he has enjoyed stepping forward.
And when Hill was finished on his way to a game-high 24, the Gator lead was gone. Florida, however, never lost its poise, and as the game entered its closing moments, the lead swung back and forth.
Picked up by Craig Brown. Brown coming back, 4-3, yes! Oh my! And the Gators lead by 1.
Grant Hill one-on-one against Anderson, wins it.
Finally, Jeff Capel's three-pointer with 2.5 left gave Duke a 65-63 lead. And thanks to several outstanding individual efforts, the Devils never fell behind again.
Stripped away by Marty Clark. Cross was making his move, and Marty Clark made the play. Big shot. Too strong. Rebound. Pass. Puts it back. Charge.
With stunning swiftness, Duke had outscored Florida 8-2 down the stretch to advance to the final game.
65, Duke wins it.
On Sunday, the streets of uptown Charlotte were flooded with fans who participated in the sights and the sounds of the Final Four Fan Jam. The Queen City was getting ready to crown the king of college basketball. So on Monday, it was Duke and Arkansas for the national championship.
It's something I've always wanted to be a part of, and you know, my senior year in high school, I did an interview, and I was saying that it's the reason why I came to Arkansas, because I believe I would have a chance to be here, and it's just like a dream come true.
40 minutes of game, 40 minutes is our time. 40 minutes of Duke basketball, we national champions. Let's go, man.
I never thought that I'd be able to play in a national championship game, and to have the opportunity to play in a third national championship game is definitely a dream come true to me.
Flashbulbs popping. This one's underway.
On this night, the Razorbacks were playing for their first national championship. Duke its third, but only 20 seconds into the game, the Devils got a terrible scare.
Right on the seat of his pants, and he is hurt as he went up in the air, came down hard on his tailbone, and Dave Englehart is...
While Duke's players and fans waited anxiously, Hill arose shaken but unharmed.
And the entire arena giving Grant Hill a round of applause.
And when he returned to action only 53 seconds later, the Devils jumped out to a quick 5-0 lead.
5-0 Duke.
Arkansas, however, answered right away.
Pass inside, knocked away. Thurman picks it up, sticks it up and in. Pushes it ahead to Corey Beck. Penetrates down the lane. Beck puts it up good. Corey Beck attacks the basket and gets Arkansas 2 more.
Hill has it stripped. Thurman.
Great defensive play.
Good passing. Williamson.
An 8-2 Razorback run had given them a 1-point lead. Then over the next 4 minutes, the two teams went head-to-head. And as the intensity picked up, the lead changed hands 5 times.
Driving down the lane, finger roll layup is good.
Pass into Beck, posting up, turn. Corey Beck gets it into the corner for 3, good. Clifford Beck.
To the corner to Collins for 3. Chris Collins.
Pass down the floor for Scotty Thurman. Too high, Thurman couldn't handle it. 3-on-1 for Duke. Jeff Capel behind the back. It is kicked out and lost.
Finally, Duke was able to get some breathing room.
Tries past his man, running one-hander up and in. Down to Lang. Turns, shot, jumper, 19, good. Tony Lang. Duke's lead is 3. Hill penetrating.
With 10 minutes left to go in the first half, the Devils opened up a 20-15 lead.
Arkansas has tied its largest deficit of the entire tournament. They're down 5.
But before things got too nasty for Arkansas, the Razorbacks went inside to their big nasty, Corliss Williamson.
Position on Grant Hill.
Williamson inside. Duke.
Big Nasty is a man-child. I mean, he's a man, he's big, he's strong.
Williamson knocked the Duke player down.
He's quick.
But how about Williamson? Does he run the floor or not?
Very agile, and he's got a great pair of hands.
Meek now trying to defend Williamson. Boy, once Williamson gets it right there on the block.
Not to be outdone, Grant Hill stepped up his game at both ends of the floor.
Grant Hill.
What a block by Grant Hill.
As the half closed, Scotty Thurman gave the Razorbacks the lead by the slimmest of margins.
It's a 1-point game at the intermission. Bulldogs into the first half with the score. Arkansas 34, Duke 33.
With 20 minutes to play, all that separated Arkansas and Duke was a single point.
Let's make these adjustments. Let's go out there. Let's do it now. Let's do it now. 5 minutes. 1, 2, 3, win. Let's go, fellas. Let's go, fellas. Our game, man. Our game.
The Devils knew that it was crucial to keep the tempo of the game slow and under control, a task that proved easier said than done against Arkansas. Led by Corey Beck, the Hogs came out running.
Action down the left side of the lane, off the glass basket counts. Corey's got 8, and Arkansas leads at 38-35.
And folks, that's the biggest lead
Unfazed by the Razorbacks' attempt to pick up the game's pace, Duke countered with a stunning run.
Hill finds Cable in the forecourt. Cable. Pick and roll lay-in. He's got 7, and it's 38-37. Arkansas by 1. Off the rim, Hill's there to Sky for the rebound. Rebound number 7 for Grant Hill. Hill is there for the rebound. And takes it around the right side, whips it back out to Collins.
Collins, his second of the game, a three-pointer. That puts Duke ahead. And Hill stripped it away. 3-on-1 Duke to Lang.
And this is a little bit shocking to the Arkansas players.
Arkansas has not trailed by this many the entire tournament.
In just 2 minutes, the Blue Devils had scored 13 unanswered points and turned a 3-point deficit into a 48-38 lead.
When they went to that 13-0 run, that's the time we got a timeout. We've been in that position before. A lot of teams at that point, you're away in North Carolina playing Duke. It's panic time in the game. That our kids came right back, kept their composure. You can't rest 1 second with the Razorbacks because the Razorbacks will jump up and bite you at any point.
And that's exactly what the Razorbacks did as 2 Scotty Thurman jumpers cut Duke's lead to 5.
Come on, home!
On defense, Arkansas was equally relentless.
And see Williamson laying down. Duke really frustrated now. They can't get an offense going.
15 turnovers by Duke.
Forcing the Devils into a sloppy stretch of harmful turnovers.
Way down in the corner.
Collins has got to think better than that.
The Razorbacks' defense led to several easy baskets as Arkansas crammed its trademark 40 minutes of hell into a 9-minute stretch, outscoring Duke 21-6.
Thurman behind, right inside of Williamson. Stewart. Arkansas has cut it to 2. Lang has it taken away. McDaniel, a 4-4 sprinter. Rebound to Stewart. Here's Diller now. Arkansas has come back from 10 down to lead by 5.
With 8 minutes to play, Arkansas now had a 59-54 lead. Down but far from out, the Blue Devils bounced back yet again.
First offensive rebound I can remember.
This 3, that's a huge 3 for Duke.
And that means Collins is open. Jim, a big move.
With the game reaching its critical juncture and the Razorbacks down by 1, Corliss Williamson stepped forward with 6 of his game-high 23, on his way to being named the tournament's most outstanding player.
I felt it was time for me to step it up and do what I've done for this team all throughout the year. And whenever I got the ball inside, I was able to get to the basket. It was just a matter of whether the shot would go in or not.
Thanks to Williamson's efforts, Arkansas went back on top 70-67 with just over 3 minutes to play. Now, with the national championship on the line, neither team would give an inch.
Left side, Capel goes baseline, shot blocked by Williamson.
And with time slipping away, Duke got even once again, thanks to Grant Hill.
70-70, 1:20 to go.
The game, indeed the national championship, had come down to the final minute. And as Arkansas struggled to find the right shot, time was against them.
Stewart's open.
Stewart. 1 on the shot clock. Thurman beat it. Oh! He got it. 3-pointer. Scotty Thurman.
Watch the arch he puts on this to get it over Lang. Way above
We're looking for Big Nasty. We don't want maybe but a 2 out of it. If we can get the 2, we got the lead. And you got the lead, they've got to play. And as the clock is running down, we can't find him, and all of a sudden it goes out to Scotty, and when he cocked his wrist, you could just see the ball sailing. If he makes this, we're going to be national champs. He made it.
Scotty Thurman's three-pointer proved too much for Duke to overcome. But in reaching the finals for the 3rd time in 4 seasons, Mike Krzyzewski's team still had much to be proud of, especially Grant Hill, who started his college career with back-to-back national championships and closed out 4 seasons with a remarkable NCAA tournament record of 18-2. In the end, though, this was Arkansas's night to go hog wild.
Championship! The Arkansas Razorbacks have completed the dream season, and the Hogs have won the national championship 76-72 over the Duke Blue Devils. Arkansas with its first ever national championship.
The grandfather of them all, the NCAA championship. I had a friend says, hey, what more do I need? This dream has come true. I will start dreaming tomorrow of another championship.
Give him one more high five for him.